just imagine, if you will, like just knowing if a house is cluttered, the mind is possibly cluttered or overly busy as well. So the elementals play out everywhere. This is actually commonly known as feng shui, the Chinese elemental realm, the energy of our landscape, our environment. So my home is an expression of me. It's also the foundation, the emotional foundation of our fourth house in astrology, which I'll get into on day 4. So cleansing the home is like getting into the flow of life, the water of the wind and the water. So when we start really organically seeing the world elementally from the foundation of the elements, whether we see a being in a tree, an air being, or we see being in a mountaintop, we have so many options of what this looks like for each and every one of us. So when we allow the intuitive, the creative side to flow and be a part of the mystical and the magical, merging the subtle energetic fields with our physical body, inshallah and ashe. As always, blessings to you, streaming in at 6 p.m. Salt Lake City, Utah. Divine wills blessings as always. Divine wills blessings as always. So the energy of today is to be courageous, to be consciously bold, aware, giving you the ability to expand your horizons, your vitality, understanding and seeing a vision that your future can really expand upon, excel into. Maybe even another worldly philosophy, educating yourself, understanding, staying curious by gods, and questioning everything this season of Gemini. And wait till you hear my musing moon meditation. Are you ready to take my show above the 666 into the 1111s, the elven numbers, the genies, the magic? It's great to see you all have been referring your friends and guests to my show. And of course, the 777. This is spirit of the spirit, inner spirit, spirit of the guardian of our galaxy, the spirit of our higher self. And then it becomes the divine self in alignment, resonating with the oneness, creator, co-creating. That is one of the reasons why numbers are so very powerful. The Powerball, the lottery in consciousness, the matrix, the oracle. So with that, go ahead and share the excitement with your friends. As always, super excited, and hit that white rabbit. It's the only way to guarantee that we'll get the nutritional quotient that your soul deserves. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me. So this energy is hopeful. More important, it's very optimistic. It's super bright like the golden sun, or I'm going back to the yellow rose. I'm just saying. It's just a yellow rose, not so much of Texas, just a yellow rose. However, we expand our horizons about our future today, opening a new doorway, whether that's through being strategic, maybe it's setting a new stage, a goal, an action plan, insight, a new point of view, looking through the eye of God, I guess, transforming and moving to a level that possibly we have yet to open the door to, an unknown inner worth, along with the birth of a belief, an unlimited potential, time to quit limiting our thoughts percolating. We're ready to go to the, I'm going to say the casino, gambling on the unknown, creative endeavors. Whatever that is for you, whatever that looks like, it could be love, health, wealth, gift, and purpose. But the key is to really follow what our heart feels, what our sun shines upon, not just what we think. So what feels is in the season of Aries. So that tells me that we're getting activated, responding maybe, or being in respondership. Aries is all about the action we take and initiating. It's like the front runner of a train, a feeling response in this case, because it's the emotional foundation, the spark of life. And Aries, is very action-orientated energy. It's very driven. It's Mars within our emotional foundation, the act of budding and birthing through the soil, our feelings. But Mars is in the season of Leo, so this is heartfelt initiation. Opening the door possibly to some new romance. I don't know, I'm just musing out loud. But it's time to initiate a new feeling when your heart loves, your thoughts percolate around. Maybe you can wrap your mind around it. A new way to feel, a new way to conjure loving thoughts, the kind that really manifest a belief. And just so you know, day 4 of the Rising of the Origins actually starts tomorrow. I was going to show you the little picture. However, connecting the elementals, the subtle and the cosmic elements, if you will. So if you are interested, ready to join in, all you need to do is activate your portal. This is free, by the way. It's a free immersion. But the first one's about setting the foundation. If you're into watching replays, gift and purpose, subtle and elementals merging. But go ahead and join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Time for the Cosmic Soup. Check your timeline. I do go live in your village using Zoom. So with that, if you're new to my show, my name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And of course, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that white rabbit. That's where you're tuning in now, Tonya D, all things Tonya D. And Musing with Tonya D, my podcast. If you have yet to subscribe there, that one's super juicy. But our solar plex has been weaving the threads. Today, the emotional foundation, bringing thoughts and feelings together, co-mingling, doing a dance with the belief that our heart's able to really grasp. But before I go any further, once again, let's give a shout out to the village, the community. The tribe is excelling and growing. Gratitude and blessings. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, subscribing, sharing. God bless, really, goddess bless, right? Thank you, new subscribers. I love to give a voice of validation, of acknowledgement that I do see you and hear you. New friends and guests, welcome to the show. So I am truly imagining angel numbers of subscribers for my channel, my show. Gemini season, is it going to be the 666 or the 1111, 1111? Stay curious. Hitting the goal story. Again, the spirit to spirit to spirit. It's in spirited intention. Putting it out on the universal streams. Really creating a village of musers. Angel numbers. Are you in? If so, share with your friends. Like-minded, of course. It really does take a tribe of village beyond our everyday modernity and like-mindedness to really choreograph a village, the stage, to really change the world into those unlimited possibilities, hopefully an optimistic venue. But let's give a shout out also to those of you that do tune in on your timeline, have been part of my journey since the very beginning. Ashe, blessings, and thank you. And also those of you that tune in on the replay on whatever timeline you're on. I do like to give a shout out to you as well. And just remember, a comment if you do feel you need a message for your day to get you on your galactic way. Sharing is actually another way of just paying it forward. It's the gift, right? Gift and purpose. You could, of course, find me on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels. And with Reels, oh my goddess, thank you for sharing, loving my Reels, by the way, saving. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Just remember, I'm your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we need another worldly life coach assistant. We might be at a crossroads, myself included, to get us out of our own magical way so that our light shines brighter. There's no need to dim the light. So what's the daily snippet about? Well, I usually dive into the cosmic insights, the planets doing their elemental galactic dance on the cosmic highway. By design, I do follow the lunar energies of the moon through the seasons and the gates. And I just want to say, I don't know what gate was activated yesterday, but it sure kind of hit me hard. For the season of Gemini, we do have the solar plexus by design on alignment. This is about cleansing our mental clarity, administration, data entry, thoughts percolating. It's the mind. The mindset, being mindful of your inner world, the voice inside of us, and bringing that mindset out into the world, self-esteem, really being optimistic. Yellow seems to be what I'm gravitating to. Yellow like the sun or the yellow rose. Reminds me of the yellow rose of Texas. Never been there. However, if you're curious, take my Change Your Stars quiz and really find out your intuitive gift order, psychic abilities. We all have them. I always see Gemini as curiosity and questioning everything, traveling in the third house, the natal house in astrology, communication, Mercury, the voice of the God that travels everywhere and every wind, kind of play where Mercury is. Mercury's actually entered the season of Gemini, so we might be percolating, being a little more communicative, stuff like that. And I also bring in the 4 pillars of destiny, the elementals of the day, Chinese astrology. I've been doing that for a while based on a vision I had, which is kind of particular, I guess. But energy pathways, meridians, auric fields. And as a reflector, I'm always asking myself, is this the right place, the right time? Am I even with the right people in the right place at the right time and all these things? Or what am I seeing that nobody else can see? And what's the message or the movement that I'm creating? Or what's the solution I'm creating within this movement? So there's Every day there's a system kind of that goes on percolating. But if you're curious how you can use the elementals off-grid and on-grid, really join me. Join me in the Rising of the Origins to really inspire a perspective you may not have seen within this elemental realm. The key truly is trusting our intuition. Go ahead and take my quiz. Again, change your stars. If you are literally wondering, pondering about your intuitive gifts, some of them just may be otherworldly, off-grid, out-of-body energy centers that really light up at a different stage and time in our lives. So with our solar plexus online, the sacral, our emotional empathy channel, the emotional foundation, our heart center, the relational channel, expanding our emotional foundation, you might feel it pulsating. So what does your heart believe and what do you think about it? So it's an energy of really learning, understanding, opening up to a structure, a new belief, that's something that you're really able to dive into, expand knowledge upon, understand it differently, see it differently, possibly through rose-colored glasses even. Being optimistic for learning something different and staying curious, something that's eye-opening and pondering. Even an instinct, possibly a gut instinct, solar plexus, for travel, places that you probably feel you need to go, and you're willing to open up to explore these new avenues. Go on an adventure, go out there and explore. Ultimately, choosing with your heart. What inspires your heart the most within those intentions? Intentions, feelings, and actions are all part of the secret sauce of this success, gravitating, pulling towards it, knowing that the mind is a tool for intellect, a different way of communication. I'm seeing telepathy, sigils, all those kinds of things. And then expanding upon our beliefs about our future, the starry, starry night, gazing at the stars. So our feelings are going to be possibly overly charming and passionate, ready, freedom. I'm thinking of the horse, freedom to explore those adventures, taking us out upon a new stage of life, scripting a new stage, and then our heart being activated through curiosity. It reminds me of childlike wonder, questioning everything, new messages, topics, all the things, just options out into the future, a direction, a new life path, especially if you feel like you're at a crossroads. That's actually probably what I'm sensing there. But you may want to know more about whatever that looks like, what that even feels like, what you could see, visioning. Maybe you're feeling it empathetically. Maybe it's a physical thing. Kinesthetic gifts resonate very differently through the energy bodies. Maybe you're melting your heart and your feelings together, kind of like when candle wax merges, and exploring different ideas. But really, the heart's going to be the one with the soul, your soul's harmonic, to choose the most interest. Oh, and I didn't put that in the show notes. The soul's harmonic is actually online today as well. Too funny. But listening to our feelings through the end of the season of Gemini, along with what our heart specifically is showing us, lights up your heart, telling us to explore, investigate, go on a journey, with all this kind of merging together in the sauce. Agree upon something that is new that you can believe and process. Take time, give it time and space, exploring the adventure, the options that we have opening up to a new future. So possibly you might be like hurting your own inner feelings. So we are then able to believe in what is possible. You may come up with a new theory, a new message percolates in. You might get a sign, a sigil, just saying. Something that you could believe to be authentic. Something that is like maybe even magical, that you're going to kind of unfold like the blossoming of the summer over the course of the day. Something blooming, percolating. You may even come to a new expectation of what's possible in your future, an unlimited expectation, but it's only going to drive that new possibility kind of scenarios and scenes into your life, like opening the door. So really allowing every option to just stay on the table. It's kind of like going to the buffet, really. Ultimately believing in something that is a knowing inside of you, that you have the ability to believe really within yourself, and the feeling that comes with it, the experience, being a true believer in who you authentically are. So this is kind of like believership. It's exuberant, it's fun, it's exciting, it's unknown, stuff like that, and passionate, warm. A new experience in the fun and the excitement. Brings me back to childlike wonder. So just a few announcements. I do have the Musing Moon meditation coming out very galactic soon. I've recorded the meditation for the weekend. That's what I did. It's super juicy. So how are you loving the I Bring in the Energy Center affirmations that I've been doing? Which one has been your favorite so far? Kind of changing that up a little bit. And we have this week, this is the last week of the Rising of the Origins. I'm just going to throw that up there. Ding. I guess that'll work. Oh, that looks fantastic. The last 2 days of the Rising of the Origins immersion. If you're ready to connect with your gift and purpose, your personal medicine, an element, or an elemental being even, this is a free immersion. I usually do it twice a year. We may see if I do it in the late fall, early winter. I'm not sure actually how life is happening for me. But I do have Sean Huber on my podcast. There's an opportunity in everything, and absolutely there sure is. Kind of curious there. But you know, it's the season of the Witches series, so I'm kind of liking all my podcast interviews, I'm also creating a short little sorceress podcast series to really kind of set a foundation, kind of goes with the Witcher's way to manifestation, by the way. A little different. My mind goes off on a tangent. That's kind of what I do. I am a Gemini, just saying. Calorie shell divinations. I do offer one-on-one support sessions connecting you to your magic, your medicine, and ritual by divine design. So if your soul is at a crossroads, along with other online offerings into the elemental, the subtle, and so much more. The Energy Body Demystified is also one of my offerings that I have, and I love this. This one's more about setting the stage, the foundation, if you're new into energy healing. It kind of opens the door. It's true, we need to kind of climb into our skin, embody ourselves, start healing ourselves so we can actually take our magic out into the world and have an understanding. This is a foundational course. It's a beginner's journey, seriously. So then from here, I put this on this morning, we go to Change Your Stars. And really it is about harnessing the power of our intuition, our gift and purpose. Again, Change Your Stars. I have a fun quiz, by the way, super fun. Plus I'm on these great videos, just saying. So what is Change Your Stars? The name actually comes from the Knight's Tale, when the dad tells Will that he can change your stars, and we all can. I believe we are all stars on the spiritual walk of fame. So it's just time to be the star that we all are and initiate that action, initiate that change, and really taking it to another level. And then one of my very favorites, I created this after Change Your Stars, obviously, Uncover Secrets of the Other World. This one is also a great one to just do that. And then I also connected, it's called Voices of the Other World. So these two actually kind of go together. They're merged. They're kind of excelling off of each other. But in Uncover Secrets of the Other World, I dive into life and death from my near-death experience from that point of view, being initiated early on, blessed by death in my childhood. So if you're curious, mind, always, right? If your mind wants to know anything about death, not realizing that it's actually the cycle, it's a part of life. You know, we are all going to get there sometime. But while we're here, you know, we're really here for a very short time in all actuality. And then I put this picture in here just for fun. Mongolia, if your heart is being called to go. This is actually one of the reindeer from when I went in 2018. If you're ready to explore culture and immerse yourself in magic, medicine, ritual of another kind, the dates are coming up actually super quick. And I think that's all I have on the menu this week, actually. So on the elemental highway for today, look at that. We've got a Yin Metal Ox of a day. So this is like plowing the fields. Oxen take the path of endurance. They plow through. They continue plowing through. But the Yin metal is actually rooted in the ox in storage down there at the base. It's still got potential though. So we have the energy to kind of plow forward. Lots of Yin energy today again. So this is going on inside of us. Analyzing situations, fine details, like pruning trees in a way, if you're an arborist. Possibly honing in, focusing, achieving your goals, your intentions. That's kind of, I would possibly be dreaming about my intentions with the new moon coming up, because it is going to be an opening up to a feeling possibly in a thought process, or just saying. And having the ability to really plow on forward through all the forces of adversity. The mountain in the month, the Yang Earth, that is a resource for our day. It's coming from the heavenly realm. And the ox is actually, it's a struggling resource. And the water in the ox is kind of our creativity, getting into the flow, possibly. We do have a friend, an asset, an ally. That's the yin metal, which is in storage options. So it's something we can see, but it's not available to us. We just know it's there. It's deep, it's hidden, it's in storage. The hour of the goat, though, it does get released, or it's been released. But the earth for a metal day master is resource. So that could be a parent, a mentor, somebody's giving us some stability, a resource, whatever that looks like. But the mountain is there to offer us comfort and nurture us. The horse is a power. That's leader. It's charismatic leadership inside of us, being like be self-led, leading yourself, your own history, if you will. But it's restrained. It's kind of held back. It's as if it's somebody's trying to control our ability to be our own leader, to be in our own power, to be powerful inside of us. That's kind of what I sense there. So it's time to really recalibrate those beliefs about what you feel and think in response to something. And then water is performance, creativity, getting us into the flow. It's the way we share our medicine, our magic out into the world, being in the flow. Water is a conduit, but it gives us clarity to see our ability or looking to a future, scrying into a future to manifest that new belief. The rabbit, however, is offering us wealth. It's wealth that we actually, that we have to work for, plowing the fields. So it may feel like a struggle for now, right? Just knowing that we are our greatest asset. The key is to really loving ourselves, being kind to our inner world, nurturing ourselves, and getting in the flow. This is yin energy. And the key is always to listen to our heart. Try out new things, stay curious, question everything, and be passionate, compassionate to yourself. Be forgiving. We do have all the elementals, but again, this is happening inside of us. To bring this out, possibly journal. Gemini is all about writing, communication, our thoughts, our solar plexus, pulsating possibly, with a lot of magic, medicine, and ritual. So that's exciting. So the messages this week, a week in preview here with the messages. I went with my shamanic oracle deck, and we've got the sorcerer. I'm going to go with the sorceress just because I can. The 48. This is committing to a longing. What is it your heart is longing for? Which actually brings us to the energy of today, which is totally magical. So where is your heart and what do you feel about it? And if you were able to feel into your future, like a Merlin, listen to your heart, a muse, maybe a muse, creativity, a muse, a new message, one you'll be able to attending to your garden. This is an invitation. This is, usually it's a dark power source, a source of a dark power, the sorceress, but I'm using it differently today. Could represent a destructive aspect of our innermost self, something inside of us, maybe an essential nature. I'm thinking authenticity. Maybe we're being a little self-centered inside of ourselves. Maybe our ego has been initiated. Something, whether we're harming ourselves or harming others, I would say with words or a belief that you just can't get a hold of. You may find the energy, harming inside of us, outside of us, kind of vice versa. Maybe it's the unconscious belief or an idea that's festering. It's a festering feeling. Maybe you're feeling separate. Maybe you're in conflict. Maybe you're lacking something. Usually it's scarcity, right? The scarcity mindset. That's kind of the feeling there. But we're actually being invited, knowing that the sorceress has entered our circle. We're in sacred space, our being. We're actually being called to really look at how our beliefs around scarcity, those limitations, possibly limiting thoughts, being self-centered, or having fear of manifesting something in this world. It's time to really take a step back, examine, what parts of yourself are you destructive? What parts are, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you, Mary Jane. Our psyche, it's our inner world. It's stuff going on inside of us. So it's a misuse of power. Possibly you're harboring your feelings of resentment, vengeance, lust, greed, bigotry, even hatred. But these are all the opposing forces of the elementals, the yin energy elementals. It's an energy that's happening inside of us. I would say go to the waters, because water is cleansing. It's purifying, salt water, possibly if you're by an ocean, just saying. But even on the other side, sometimes we've done the hurt on the other side or the other way around. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Not to worry. Not all is lost. Oftentimes, we have only forgotten that all beings, everything on the planet is interconnected. It's a weave, right? I like basket weaving, particles, atoms, waves. And the universe is galactic abundant. It serves us all. And the sorceress has arrived, kind of challenging us to change our ways, maybe our perspective, a belief, our thoughts, our thinking. It's the season of Gemini, and we do have Jupiter doing a dance, just knowing that we've opened a door, percolating. So we're given a second chance to open this. So it's time to really do a course correction, practice rituals, the ritual of not blaming the others for the darkness that lives in that yin energy. I always like, my always go-tos are joy molecules, love, integrity, inner peace. I really don't like anything disrupting my inner peace. And that's just making peace. That's part of water. It's reconciling with that. So it's just time to like stream a new way, like water, you know, and believe in that other way, gift and purpose. We all have it. So I kind of like that the sorcerer showed up. I kind of feel like a wizard myself, so I can relate. I don't think it's all dark, just saying. And then tomorrow's message, we've got completion, which I find particularly kind of exciting and fun, to be honest. The nine, this is our ego energy, and the moon is in an ego stage right now. That's Mars in the season of Leo, which is our heart. Our heart is initiating, it's acting on something, hopefully divine love, really. But maybe it's time to act upon our heart, your heart's wishes, your heart's dreams, what your heart loves, kind of putting that into action, a different response. Love of ourself first, the garden actually grows, attracting more self-love from others. So it's like we're dishing it out, and then like frequencies attract, right? So what does our heart love initiating that action? Or what are we responding to the things with a heartfelt response? That's really where we have to like take a breath and a pause. This is about the circle of life, the cycle of life, the season of life, beginnings, birthings, the middle season, I would say adolescence, and even the end, the cycles of the seasons. It's also nature. So it really is the bursting of the seed in the spring. It's the blossoming of the flower in the summer. And then it's also the harvesting of the fruit in the fall. So these are all of our human relationships in a way. And this is suggesting the fullness of the moment. So this is happening tomorrow. So we kind of need to transform basically from an old form into a new one, caterpillar to the butterfly. So we're kind of being invited to know that one cycle has finished, that there's no more growth there, even a benefit from hanging on to the old. In this case, it's going to be an old belief, old thought patterns, maybe in relationships. So it's time to really honor what has already been and really open a door and find a new form for our future, a new way. So if you're out or going to go out on an adventure, I would say be a crusader to something to explore. If somebody invites you somewhere, say yes. And could be business, could be relationships, again, health, wealth, whatever. But it's time to really reap our harvest. There's a completion, and it's time to celebrate, even if you do it by yourself. Just saying. It's also the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. So that might happen, I would say, at the end of summer. But it's also an inner knowing of believing the harvest isn't just coming, that it's also arrived. So that's kind of fun. Just hold on to that frequency, energy, vibration. I just noticed my camera's in my screen. How funny am I? Okay, and then Wednesday, the wizardry of Wednesday, we've got the child, which this always brings me to our inner child and the 7. The 7 is this Piscean energy. It's Neptune. It's our 12th house. This is getting in touch with our childlike wonder, the splendor spirit, the spirit of our childlike splendor. So this is inner world stuff. It's setting a boundary, a placeholder around spirit, really connecting to the channels of the spirit. Well, hello there, Patricia. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. So these are the messages for the week. I do a weekend preview. I pull the cards, I sit and I channel early in the morning. I'm going on a little late today, which obviously I should, right? But this is children. This is if you watch little kids, what do? They're so excited. Everything they're exploring is like new and exciting. So if you can hone into that energy, that happiness, the joy molecules, all the excitement, it's just imagine a little kid when the first time they see a bug and they don't know what it is. So that's the offering here. It's a chance to return and explore our childlike wonder, that splendor. But it's also the solar plexus. The solar plexus activates at about age 2.5 to 4.5, and then that's when our heart opens up. So if you can go back to your timeline when you were 3.5 and kind of explore what was happening in your childlike wonder state, kind of from a third person omnipresent view, where you can see your childlike self, be very nurturing. That's usually what we need with our inner babies. But it's time kind of a wisdom. It's time to even be naive in a way, or not being overly naive. It's allowing us to really, going back to the course correction thing, offering us that chance. And what happens is it brings us the possibilities of redemption, whether it's from this world or the other, entering heaven while on earth, or knowing heaven can be brought to earth. That's kind of what happens, is bringing heaven to earth. That's kind of what's percolating. But we do have even a young earth month on the horizon, and the elementals, which is actually the heavenly realm. It's the heavenly universe. And we're kind of in the shadow universe. But the child here is to release us from the habit of sometimes being ourselves, and to really help us open a door to like having that initiation for having a little beginner kind of mind. Little kids, the first language is emotions, right? Kids don't know how to talk, but they sense through what they feel. So kind of going into there and seeing life as it is with fresh new eyes. That's kind of what I see. For the first time, again, watch little kids remaining open to learning new things, new discoveries. They're so fun. And bring yourself back to that. So it's also about, I would say, connecting with yourself or a partner. It could also be that. Years ago, I actually married myself, and the gift of intimacy with ourselves, to be self-loving, right? Sometimes we don't do that. That's why I married myself. So I would be, committed to me. So yeah, just seeing even a partner with new eyes, or yourself, like who's looking back at you in the mirror on this morning, which is a Wizardry Wednesday. So just become a mystery unto yourself, reconnect with that sense of your own childlike wonder. I would actually recommend you really doing a ritual on this day, looking in the mirror and like blessing yourself with gratitude. That's kind of what I'm sensing there, my little dudes. Okay, tantalizing Thursday. We got Pachamama, which I love this, right? This is a great message. All these are great this week, honestly. But the 40, this is setting the stage, a boundary around our longing. Longing, what is your heart longing for? Desires, trusting that you are longing for a place that is within reach. Just knowing Thursday, longing, that's Uranus and Taurus, that's what this represents. That's represented bringing it to earth. Like, what are we manifesting? What are we longing to create and bring into this world? What are we ready to manifest to really bring into this dimension, into the earth plane? So I would say Thursday, expect the unexpected. It might be a breakdown to really get to the breakthrough. So if things are falling apart, there's a reason for that. It's really the magic that resides on the other side. That's kind of the medicine of coming to the earth plane. But this is unconditional love. This is the earth goddess herself, which is what we need, right? This is the goddess of all the things on the earth plane, whether it's a stone being, a plant being, a nature being, a Wedame, the fierce protectors of the wild. Animals are actually Wedames. The Contomble, they're the spirit, they're the storytellers, the human beings, even the goddess of the earth. So this is she's providing sustenance for all the creations of the earth, of all the beings on the planet, in the water, in the trees, all the things. Kind of reminds me of Maleficent. So it's like this timeless soul that she has. She's able to experience all of this being embodied literally. Whether it's the pain or the joy, it's the magic on the other side. And we get to taste that flavor during our ever so brief time on the earth plane. So we're kind of being invited to discover the boundless love, but also having boundaries and trusting the earth goddess, in this case, Pachamama, inviting us and knowing that we are a child of the earth plane. See, we just had the child. See how this is playing out? So it's time to really take better care of ourselves. What does that look like? Our body, our container, eating right. I know I've changed my eating habits. Yeah, my dad's in Alaska, but I'll get into that another day. But this is how we love ourselves. It's those joy molecules, regardless of any of the situations or circumstances that we might find ourselves in, to be grateful. And it's funny that we have to tell ourselves to be grateful. An attitude of gratitude for living, right? The spice of life, for our bodies being embodied, for all the things that really nourish ourselves, including our inner world. There's a fabric in there, our environment. So she's really inviting us to relish in every inhale of breath that we take, and the pause, embracing our joy, even our pain, again in equal harmonics, just being open to receiving and accepting a fresh feeling, discovering love through both the bounty of it, just allowing her to know how much we appreciate all the blessings, the gratitudes that she's delivered us with an act of gratitude, and also service, taking care of the planet, something like planting a tree. I've been planting trees and feeding the fairies, just saying, and the hummingbirds, of course. Protecting the ocean. Have you ever felt the frequency vibration of the ocean, the waves? That's really cool. Charitable, just being conscious of what's happening around us, the blessings. Often the blessings can feel like a betrayal, but there's often a message there. It's two opposing forces, you know. People, what that looks like is people not living their medicine. So just my thing is stay curious, question everything. And our final message for Fantastic Friday, you won't believe it if you're new to my show or been listening to me for a minute. This is actually one of my favorites. So just so you know, all of the elementals, you too, this I talk about in the Rising of the Origins, all of the elementals have their own gift and purpose. But water, with the water numbers, the 6 and the 1, in the Dagara cosmology, the shaman I worked with, people born in years ending in 6 and 1 are of the water clan. So I always love when this card comes up because it's got the water clan on it. But this is about reconciliation, cleansing, renewing, rebirthing, even not being in the flow of life. We're going against the flow of life, the currents of life. But it's about our ability to love and being able to open to receive that love. Sometimes we wash it away. This love is coming from the Great Spirit, however. Why? Because the 6 and the 1 add to the 7, which is spirit, which we had that the other card, I believe, somewhere. Somewhere it's there. I saw it. Either way, when we open up our heart to accept divine love, this is universal streams, the oneness, that's when we receive spiritual blessings and hold a new thought. So really being a conduit for an attitude of gratitude is kind of the message. Gratitude always opens up our heart and expresses feelings in a very unique way. It might give you shivers, cold chills. That's spirit talking to us. But what is water? Again, water symbolizes all those things. Reconciliation, rebirth, the womb, revival, cleansing, regeneration, even shape-shifting, right? So it's this evolutionary shift from our former selves, coming from the butterfly or the cocoon to the butterfly, into our new selves, being birthed anew. So it's like we're coming out fresh, coming out of the womb fresh, possibly. Do a water ritual, see? Brings me back to the childlike wonder coming from Wednesday. That's how this all plays out. But the waters arrived, so we're being invited to really feel the emotional field, watching our feelings, playing, think and feel. And this is on the cusp of this moon. So it just all goes together, right? So just know emotions are very changeable. It's a very vast field. And water in a way is like air. You cannot catch air. Water flows through our fingers. Ice melts in our hands. Snow falls, it does the same. So it's doing this dance. So it's time to not settle on an opinion. It's time to really pay attention to our feelings, our emotional foundation. So if you're feeling or going to feel some passion, feel it fully, embody it. If you're going to be in the joy, be in the joy molecules embodied. I always see joy molecules as little orbs of water, actually. And if you're feeling sad and you're grieving, allow it to flow through you and honor it. Grief needs to be honored. But water is also an invitation for us to go into the ebb and the flow. like the goddess of the night. You cannot make this up. I just realized that this is on the cusp of the new moon. This is hilarious. So this is about transformation. Also Pluto, which is off on holiday. I won't go down that rabbit hole. Revisiting the establishment. We all know the government's corrupt. Either way, Neptune, home, spiritual awakening. This is amazing experiences. This just may be the more mystical, magical, unknown, not in this world kind of energy. So really kind of get into the waves, the movement of events, situations, trusting that we can ride the wave, opportunities, especially when they arise. It's a very natural flow. It's time. It's here to ride the waves and to go with it, flow with it, and be a solution. Solution driven is actually the other thing, not problem installing, just looking for the resources, the solution. So this always reminds me of surfing the waves, but also feeling into the frequency of water, establishing a conduit for shape shifting into a new form, and cleansing. It really is birthing something new. I'd be working on my intentions for the new moon with the messages, actually, the cosmic energy along with the elementals. So it's like, are we able to truly believe in our creations? Something inside of us is stirring. So what is it that is forming that your heart is kind of choreographing to manifest? Subtle energy into matter, energy to matter takes form. So is it thought affirming? Is it solution believing? And really keeping your garden clean. Be like Teflon. I'm a reflector. Teflon floats off. So allow the negativity to flow off of you. So I would affirm whatever it is that your soul and your spirit believes to be true about you. It's in your authenticity. You're going to know it. So what are the words you can offer to yourself on this particular day that bring your soul, meaning today, to completion, knowing the earth is cuddling, comforting us, the goddess, Pachamama, be childlike wonder. I mean, literally all these messages. What does your heart believe to be true about you? And how do you feel about initiating a new response to your little inner child? I will probably see you Wednesday, possibly Friday, and Friday for sure. Because I'm finishing up the ending of the Rising of the Origins. Again, you can join the portal. It's open, it's activated, it's free. But day 4 starts tomorrow, and then I got day 5 to finish up on Thursday. And the new moon meditation should be out probably tomorrow as well. So grab the moon's message. And with that, blessings, Ashe. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you on the other side, as always.
Is a stated fact, and then you start to realize when you read everything nowadays that no, they didn't have that information on this particular thing. And, oh, we're sorry, but you weren't forced to do something, but you were sure as hell guilted into it. And, well, I guess you're going to have to deal with the consequences because it was emergency. You can't sue the producer of this product, but you should still take it. Or this works or this doesn't. But if it worked and we were in a hospital, those people weren't using those products then. So why are we saying it works? And then why are you outside wearing it? And then you say, okay, what do? We drank from hoses, played in the dirt, ate dirt, didn't wash our hands all the time, and our immune systems were great. So what happens when everything's sterilized? What happens to the immune system then? It doesn't get bombarded to build up a tolerance to these things. And we do get sicker, and then just spins the whole cycle a little bit tighter, and you're freaked out and not knowing what to do. And